Hi there. I think both you guys are very switched on, and I'm very interested. So just a little bit of what I would do if I was looking for a career move. It's the same strategy I used when I was trying to win business for my own company, which was in technology and financial services. So what I would do is focus on people, find out who you're pitching to, find out the names of those people, and then find out everything about them. Go on LinkedIn, go on their social medias, find out what they've been tweeting about. Are they going fishing? Are they playing cricket? Are they going to play football? Do they have daughters? Do they have sons? How old are they? Maybe they have a big passion for a certain charity or a certain way of life. Find out. So when you meet them, you know everything about them, as much as you can possibly find out. And then you can go to the small talk that's relevant. And then you can meet them on a friend's basis or on a colleague basis or bump into them at an event. That's the way to start making it work.
And Brett, I would say this advice kind of lines up in a slightly different angle with a lot of what Chris talked about in the episode that we put together, How to Get Any Job. Episode number will come for what it's worth. But it is this idea that
yeah, that's 121 again.
All right. It's not spray and pray with a resume. It's like go in like a mercenary and get the job you want. What does it look like for them to be able to visualize you as the exact person that they're looking for? Who actually uses the mass application on the web? Like the only way to tell an employer that you really don't want the job is to just apply the way they're asking you to apply. And I know that sounds controversial, and probably that could go wrong if you take that without some nuance. But I think the point here is there is a way to be so different, to differentiate yourself to such a degree from anything that anybody else is doing that like you're not even in the same pool. You have your mass pool of candidates. Everybody has a resume. Everybody has a CV. Everybody has the qualifications. And then you're over here following the tactics that Miss Moneypenny just laid out. Plus, like this, what have you done? Scope of work, branding. You're actually presenting to him your vision for this job, your vision for this project that they actually want to do. Like you're literally doing the job or mapping out what you would do. They're going to be begging you to work for them. And so Chris laid out a much better example and examples of what this actually looked like. But I mean, when everybody's just following the rules, if you understand the framework for this thing and then apply a little bit of branding, a little bit of what can you do with what have you done mentality to this, Brad, you'll be able to get any job.
Yeah, I agree. And I love, so thank you, Miss Moneypenny, for sending this in. It's kind of the next level, certainly, of what I was talking about in response to Colin's question earlier, right? Is for me, it's build authentic relationships. And yeah, I mean, in this day and age, there are ways to learn about people and, find kindred spirits, like people that are, who knows, but as she was saying, find fellow cricket fans or football fans or whatever it may be, right? And you can establish real connections with people. And I mean, who are people going to go to when they need help or they, whatever, want to highlight someone, right? They're going to go to the people they like. That's just whether we like that or not, that's the way the world works. It's they go to people they like. So that really is a larger point of don't walk around being a jerk all the time, right? Like you see these people who think they're winning, right? Because maybe it's like a win the battle, lose the war situation, right? Like you might win, quote unquote, win. And I say that very loosely, like this situation by being a jerk. But long term, I promise you, that is a terrible, terrible strategy. Being authentic and just being nice and kind. Those are really the ways to win at life.
You hear Brad and I mention episodes all the time. And I want you to know that's not by accident. Like a lot of care and thought has gone into making sure that like you're using whatever episode that you're listening to now, it's going in a million different directions. It's just meant to be a springboard for that next rabbit hole, right? It's just meant to kind of get you thinking. If something's like, this is where, I don't know what pain point you're feeling, with I don't know what you're bringing and what your life situation is that brought you to this episode tonight and what you're hoping to get out of it. And we try to cover just what does it look like to aggregation of marginal gains your way into an epic life? Like small steps, small actions taken week over week. But I don't know in each episode exactly what everybody listening is struggling with. So we try to just with cadence cover everything and just go through these. But if one of these spoke to you and this is a pain point for you, don't stop here. When we say an episode number, take us up and go write it down and track down that episode. We're not just like saying it just to say it. We're saying it because we have tried to thoroughly cover all of these topics over the last 4 years and brought in subject matter experts. And so I'll just give you another example of this, and I'll tell you how, because this is massive. This is a weak point for a lot of us. So Brad mentioned networking earlier. It's a weak point for me. How can you build a system around building authentic relationships over time that isn't overwhelming? Because if you wait till you need your network, it's already too late. If you wait till you need the network to build the network, it's too late. So starting right now, you don't need it. You're like, I don't need network. Perfect. Let's get started. Perfect. And so what does it look like to build a great system around that? And we brought Jordan Harbinger from the Jordan Harbinger Show on our podcast, probably within the last six months or so. And it was episode 233. And Jordan shared with us the tactics that he has used for decades to build systems around networking. And it's replicable. And this might be exactly where you are. Like, I need to dive a little bit deeper here. Go check out that episode. And so go to episode 233. And how do you do that? Well, we try to be very consistent. For 4 years, we try to be very consistent around always starting our episode titles with a 3-digit number, even though Apple told us to get it out of there. No, we use these episode numbers. We're keeping it. We fought for it. And then on top of that, we also made short links so that you can just go to our website. Like every episode is tied. We have a webpage, we have show notes, we have resources there. And if you want to listen to this episode, you can just go to ChooseFI.com/233. That applies to any episode number that we've ever said. If we said random episode 116, well, then you would want to go to ChooseFI.com/116. I'm not saying that. It's an example. But you're like, well, what about episode 17 or episode 35? Great question. ChooseFI.com/035. Right? We knew we would make it to 100 episodes. We knew it. And with that in mind, make it a 3-digit number and you'll end up on the
page. Nice. And yeah, just a reminder to everybody listening, if you want to join us here on one of these future live recordings with Stereo, just go to ChooseFI.com/live. We're very creative. So yeah, ChooseFI.com/live, and it'll take you directly to the next event.